boys and girls. It's Miss Lisa, your art teacher. Welcome back to my table of art. I hope you've been enjoying the lessons I'm sending you. If you don't like something, or if I'm going too fast, or you find it too hard, please let your teacher know. And if you need any supply, please let her know that as well. And she'll let me know everything you have to say. I can send you supply, and I could tone down the lessons a little bit so you can do them a little bit easier. Okay? Well, we have a holiday coming up, and it's Halloween. But there's also another holiday. It's called Dia de los Muertos. It's celebrated in Mexico, and now it's extended to almost all of South America. What they believe is that the deceased, their loved ones that have gone to heaven, come back and visit them for a short period of time. And during that time, there's a celebration where they make all kinds of goodies and food, and they welcome back their loved ones that have deceased. They put candles all along the path from their gravestones all the way to their homes so they don't forget how to get back home. So it's kind of like a guided path full of beautiful illuminated candles and lights. So it's also called Day of the Dead. So some of the goodies that they make are skulls. A skull is when there's only the bone that's left on your head. They make them into sugar. They actually make them into sugar. Sugar skulls, they're called. And they're edible. They eat them during the Dia de los Muertos. So for today, we're going to decorate sugar skulls. So what everybody's going to be getting, whether you're home or in the classroom, you're going to be getting a blank skull. I think I sent 4 different patterns that you can choose from. You can do all 4 if you want, but you need to do at least one for the lesson. You're going to color the skulls by using either markers, crayons, colored pencils, whatever you have at home, whatever you choose in class. Just keep it nice and colorful because that's part of the festivities. Bright, beautiful, bold colors. All right? And if you're home, I'm going to be sending you 2 pieces of colored construction paper. That is going to be the back of your project. 2 pieces. Here I have lime green and pink. I've decorated my skull. I pasted it together with the 2 other pieces of construction paper, which I'm going to show you what to do with each of them. And then we added a bunch of embellishments of flowers and shapes and hearts, okay? But if you're in the classroom, your teacher will provide you with the 2 sheets of construction paper. Because this way you can choose whatever color you want. I didn't want to choose for you. At home I chose for you because you're at home. But in the classroom you have a choice because there'll be piles of different colored construction paper. So you will need 2 pieces of construction paper. But I did pre-cut many squares of colors, and I did provide those to your teacher. This way there's no waste. If you make a flower, the flower is about the size of this square. That's what we're going to use all the colored paper for, the little embellishments that we put on the image that we're making for the project. I have different shapes and flowers and hearts. Okay? So there's many colors that I've cut up for you, pre-cut for you. And if there's a color that you want that you don't have, ask your teacher. And I'm sure she'll be able to provide it for you. So the first thing we need to do with these 2 pieces of construction paper, we need to keep something in mind. Whatever we do on one side of the paper, we need to do it on this other side the same or very similar. And that keeps everything in balance, and it's called symmetry. So in order to do that, with the first piece of construction paper, which is, I'm going to use this purple violet color for the back of my image. I'm going to fold it in half. And how do we fold in half? We have corner to corner and corner to corner, and then we fold in the middle. Okay, so here we have our first sheet of construction paper cut in half. Now what I want to do is I want to give it a nice edge. So I'm just going to take my scissor and cut in, starting from the middle, kind of like a ripply effect. I'm doing some curvy lines. Whoops, I missed one. How did I do that? Okay, so here's a nice curvy line so that when I open it, it's the same on both sides, whether this is going to be my top or my bottom. You pick any kind of line you want to cut into the paper. I just did a curvy line. On the top or the bottom, I might do something different. Maybe I'll cut a shape that makes it hollow. Watch this. I want to cut out a shape in the paper that's not on the edge. So how can I do that? Watch what I do. If I curve the paper, not cutting it or folding it, I curved it. Now I'm going to cut into it to create a shape. Look what I did. I created a shape by curving the paper so I can cut into it, but I didn't fold it, so there's no fold mark. And when I open it, I have that shape on both sides. Balance, symmetry, okay? There we go. I'm going to give it another type of a curvy edge or some kind of a different shaped edge. I don't like just a flat edge. So I might do a little zigzag work. Zig, zag, zig, zag. Okay, now if you feel you need to draw with a pencil, please use the pencil to draw your shapes and your lines. So this is my bottom construction paper. On my project here, I used the lime green one as the bottom. I have a little scalloped edge or zigzag edge here and a little scalloped up on the top. Here I'm making scalloped and zigzag. So now the purple one is going to be over this. So let's see how I want to do the purple one. I'm going to fold it in half, corner to corner, corner to corner, and then we fold in the middle because we want everything to be equal on both sides. So what kind of shape should I do on this? Well, it's going to be behind the violet paper, so I want to make sure it's going to stick out somewhat. So maybe I'll just do a little zigzag up on the top. And you guys could do any shapes you want. You don't have to copy me. You could create any kind of design you want. Use your pencil if it makes it easier for you. And I think one more cut will do it here. I just did a little zigzag edge, which is the same on both sides. So when I put this in front, I have curves and I have jagged edges. Okay? On the bottom, I have my shapes shining through. What should we do down at the bottom here? Should I make this curvy? Or should I leave it as it is? I'm going to leave it as it is. And you know what? I might even cut in some shapes on the top here, now that I look at it. How about we cut one right in the middle? How about a heart? Ooh, I'm going to do a heart shape. So I'm only going to do half the heart because the other half's going to be unfolded. You see that? I put it on my shirt. There's my heart. Now maybe I'll do something similar on the dark purple. Which do you like better? Do you like the violet on the front or the purple on the front? I think I like the violet on the front because the purple's stronger and it sticks out. Stronger contrast. Oh, look at the shape down there. That looks nice. Yeah, I'm going to keep the purple one on the back and the violet one on the front because I like the contrast of the colors better than if it was the other way around. What else can we do to this? Maybe I'll add a little shape in here. So you know what? I'm going to fold it back. Well, first I should mark where it is. That will help me. I'm going to mark where I want it. Do I want it here or do I want this? All right, we're going to put something right about here. So I'm going to fold my paper and I know I want a shape right about there, okay? Whoopsie. Hold on one sec. I got to get something. Look what I made. I made birds flying in the sky and the purple's coming right through. All right, so I'm going to put this aside for now because the next thing we need to do is choose our skull that we want to decorate. I find that markers leave the best image because they're so bold and they're easy to work with. But that's just my opinion. You can use crayons or colored pencils. I'm going to use my markers. So let's go and decorate our skulls and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes, okay? Take your time, don't rush. Enjoy the process of decorating your sugar skull and I'll be right back. a side note, green and red are complementary colors. Orange and blue are complementary colors. Orange and blue. Getting closer, almost done. I hope you're enjoying the process. Well, I'm done. How about you? I'm going to bring you back up so I can talk to you. Hi, it's me again. Well, I finished coloring my skull in, my sugar skull. What do you think? I like to use the light colors in the background so the rest of the features can pop out. Pop. And I use some complementary colors. The orange and the blue are complementary colors. What does that mean, complementary colors? That means on the color wheel, they sit opposite each other. Blue is right here. Don't mind my little white dots. Those are Velcro. Blue on the color wheel is directly opposite the orange. That makes them complementary. And the red is directly opposite the green. They're also complementary. And the other is purple and yellow. Complementary. You guessed it. Complementary. So I kept that in mind while I was coloring. I did the purple and the yellow and the orange and the blue. And I did green and red. You can't really see. Oh, right here, the heart is green and red. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my skull out, my sugar skull, for Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos. That is Day of the Dead in Espanol. Can you say it? Together. Dia de los Muertos. Muertos. Is that good? Muertos. Don't make fun of your teacher. Dia de los Muertos. Day of the Dead. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cut out your sugar skulls. So we're cutting. Remember scissor safety when you're cutting. Remember, this is a video. You can always pause it if I'm going too fast. No need to stress out. No need to get upset. Art is the therapeutic means of relaxation. Set your mind free and let your imagination run wild. Calm the nerves, cool the mind. Enjoy the process of creativity. Ta-da! All right, so let's go back to those two pieces of paper we started with. We have the purple as the background and the violet as the foreground. And then I'm going to stick my sugar skull in here. So I have to decide, do I want it up high? Do I want it down low? Do I want to push the lavender piece up higher? This is all part of the process. So play with it. I'm going to bring you down to my desk so I can see what I'm doing, okay? And you can see as well. So I'll get my helping hand and we'll be right there. Hang on. All right, so now we're on my desk so you can see better. So let's see, we can adjust. Do I want to keep this higher? Maybe I'll bring this lower. This will be the top, this will be the bottom. Or do I want to stick this up here? Well, I don't want to block my heart, so I'll bring this up a little higher. Bring this down a little lower. Up! I think that's the way I want it. How's that look right there? Do you think this composition is all balanced and pretty good? Because don't forget, we're going to add some flowers to the top. Remember on this one? See how we have all the flowers that I cut out? We're going to add those to this one as well. So first thing let's do is let's glue these two together. Let's get out our glue sticks and let's glue them together. You could use glue sticks. Let me glue over here because I got a rip in there. Go towards the edge, just make sure it stays on. Glue and put an X down the middle. Don't be cheap with the glue. We want this to stick. I think I'm done with that glue. I've got to add another glue stick. I go through glue sticks so fast. I don't know about you, but I go through them fast. I think I've got enough glue now to stick this on. Take your time, line up the sides. Okay, don't forget, close your glue stick before you put it away. Oh, I'm not putting it away yet. I still have to put this on. Alright, so let's glue the back of this. Glue around the skull so the edges don't curl up. And do a little X marks the spot down the middle. Put the skull right in. Ta-da! All right, now it's time for decorating. I think we can move this up just a little bit. Okay, now remember those small squares of construction paper I was telling you about? You're going to need to grab those. Whatever you put on one side, you need to put on the other side, okay? So I'm going to pick, I think, let's see, would the dark purple be a nice contrast? That would look nice. How about orange? Would nice orange? Orange would look nice. I'm picking all my colors. I want to see which one I like best. That green is nice and bright. You know, sometimes the colors that you see over my monitor aren't as vivid as I see them, because this looks like a very muted color, but it's really very vibrant. See? I think I'm going to go with the dark purple. I think that dark purple, dark purple gives it a nice contrast. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to put the two pieces together. So when I cut one, I'm actually going to cut two. Now you could draw your flowers with a pencil, or you could just go in and cut the shape. I like to just cut the shape. So watch what I do. I've got two together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the idea of the flower. The petals are curved. I prefer that you draw because I don't want you to get frustrated. It makes it easier when it's time to cut. You could cut one at a time. You don't have to cut two like me. This took years of practice. See, is that perfect shapes? Absolutely not, but I like them. And I'm going to glue them on top of my sugar skull, one on each side. I don't want to block what I already have, so I think I placed them right about there. That would look cute. Almost look like two little ponytails in his head. So I'm going to glue those down. One here and one here. I'm going to keep it balanced. It's not exactly the same because I didn't position them in the exact same way, but it's still balanced. The composition's looking good. The symmetry is all in order, okay? So now we need to do the little circle that goes inside. And do you remember what I said what the contrasting color is for purple? Let's look at our color wheel. Purple, what's directly across? Yellow, very good. So that's my contrasting color. So I'm going to put little red, yellow circles in the center of my purple flowers. So I'm going into my scrap pile. And look what's right on top. A scrap of yellow. I don't throw anything away. I save everything. And I'm just going to cut a little circle out for the center of my circle, okay? Again, I doubled it up, so I'm only cutting once. And here's two circles. Uno, dos. Dos. That's my other Spanish word I know. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Those are a few of the numbers I know. So I'm going to stick those right in the center of the flower. Whoopsie, there goes my finger. So I glued the center. See the little yellow circles in the flowers? Pretty, right? So now I need some more flowers. See how we did a lot here? So cut out a bunch of decorations, flowers, shapes. Decorate all around your sugar skull, up at the top, wherever you choose. And I'm going to do the same. And I'll meet you back here in a couple minutes, okay? Go, cut, design. Go ahead. I'm done. What do you think? So listen, the more you put on, the more festive and the more exciting your image is. So I have all kinds of shapes and designs and flowers and cutouts. I'm also sending you a little bit about the Mexican sugar skulls and the Day of the Dead. Little piece of literature. It'd be a good idea if you glue it to the back, so you know one day you come across your project and you'd be like, what's this all about? Why did I make this? And then you'll turn it over and you'll have all this little information. It's a holiday celebrated in Mexico, and it's November 1st and 2nd, but it actually starts like October 31st, and it runs until November 1st and 2nd. Decorate it with skulls that are really made from sugar. I'd like to have one right now. And it's thought that the spirits of our loved ones return to Earth from heaven, of course, to visit with their relatives. Wouldn't that be nice? Boy, I'd love to see my grandmother. I miss her. That'd be really exciting if she could come and visit me during that time. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to set up some lights for her. So maybe she will come visit me and say hello. Come visit me, Nona. There we go. Day of the Dead, otherwise known as, ready?